Here we are in Smelly's kitchen, and today we're going to be going over my fridge. It's time that I show you guys what's in my fridge. I think the more that I show you guys how I live and the way that I live, maybe the more you can get ideas on things that you can implement into your own life. Not trying to change you or turn you into me, but I am 43 years old and I've lived a life where I feel that I've found a lot of things that provide value to me, so I share it out to you. So I'm not sure if we should start with the fridge part or the freezer part. I guess we'll start with the fridge. Let's take a look in here. We'll start with the door here, okay? We got some water up here. It's great to stay hydrated. We got some, my wife likes to put a little bit of almond milk in her coffee. You can see it's unsweetened. I have some heavy cream that I actually had frozen. This has been frozen for a while, and I took it out of the freezer last night because I want to have it tomorrow. I've taken dairy out of my diet for the whole month of the carnivore diet, but I'd like to start to mix some dairy back in, and I love heavy cream. It's like my favorite thing. Dutch Bros Coffee, shout out to those guys, my boy Sean Provost and my boy Wheezy. These guys have some awesome coffee, and this cold brew is rocking. But again, I wasn't able to drink that for the whole month of January, but today's January 31st, so tomorrow, February 1st, I get to do some of that stuff. We got some butter. I always try to buy like hippy dippy stuff, so it's like it's going to be organic. It's going to be, you know, we have a kind of garlic butter as well. You know, I always try to buy the best stuff that I can get. Kerrygold butter is really good. What I really love about Kerrygold butter is that kind of orangey color to it, that real yellow color to it, and it just tastes really creamy, delicious. I don't know why this happens in this household, but we end up with a lot of mustards. So we got a wide variety of mustard. I actually used to use mustard when I do like a bodybuilding style diet. I'd throw some mustard on some chicken and stuff like that. I know it sounds gross, but mustard doesn't really have a whole lot in it. And even if you were doing a carnivore diet, I'd say screw it. I'd say you can use some mustard. Just try to make sure it doesn't have sugar in it. This one is, you know, again, we're always trying to buy the healthiest option. I don't know how big of a difference it makes in your life, but it's just, to me, it's easy to do. To me, it's easy to make the better selection. However, it could be cost prohibitive sometimes. Get kind of a bunch of other stuff in here, like a fig spread and like weird stuff like that. My wife might use that if she's having some friends over, if they have, you know, wine and cheese and things like that. Red hot sauce. I mean, come on, are you kidding? You kidding me? Like you can't have a house without red hot sauce. Plus, you guys know how much I love wings. The Super Bowl's coming up. We're going to be cooking up some wings for sure. So. Got some Frank's Red Hot, got some essentials. So this I find really cool. So this company, was bought by Kraft, and this company was developed by a guy named Mark Sisson, who wrote a book called The Primal Blueprint. Mark Sisson has been pivotal in getting the message out about low carbohydrates. But check this out, the other companies, the other companies are aware too, so they're not adding sugar into their products either. I actually think that Heinz and Kraft might be part of the same company, but I forget some of the logistics on some of that. But that's very important. It's very important that people, I think I need to close this for a second or it'll keep dinging on me, keep yelling at me. It's very important that we recognize, that, you know, what one person can do from the fitness industry can impact like all these giant food companies, which is huge. So if Mark Sisson is able to develop some products and he's able to have those products sell so well that the big boys notice it, then other companies are like, oh man, maybe we should have healthier options too. Maybe we should look into having healthier options, and then there they go. And then when you go to the grocery store, there'll be less harmful things in that grocery store for you to consume. So let's look back in here now that we shut that thing up. I have some, I gotta go through some of these things. Bunch of sauces again. This is another Primal Kitchen type thing. This is a ketchup one. They make all kinds of different sauces. I think I have, oh, there's another ketchup. I think they have like a barbecue sauce, and they make, let's see, this one might even be, yeah, there you go. There's a barbecue sauce. The stats on this are gonna be a lot better than what you might typically see. And then of course, we can't ignore this. we got some chocolate syrup, right? This is for my kids. My kids have some ice cream, which you'll see in a minute. We have some basic, basic mayonnaise in there as well. And I guess we'll work our way down from the bottom and start to work our way towards the top here. We have some carrots, we got some potatoes, we got some spinach. You know, the house is lived in, and we have other food than just meat because there's other people in this household. Those 4 people in here, including Daisy, there's 5. There's 4 humans in here, and we all like to eat some different things. So we have tortillas, we got cream cheese, we got hot dogs, lots of cheese, apples. My daughter loves fruit. My son loves fruit a lot too. My son likes salami quite a bit, so he'll eat some of that sometimes. Bunch of cheese, bunch of bacon. Again, you know, trying to go with bacon that doesn't have a bunch of crap in it. A lot of times bacon will even have sugar in it, as weird as that is, but this one, they remove a lot of the nitrates and a lot of the junk out of there. I don't know how much better it is, how much healthier it is, but I just try to go for it. And then here, we got more bacon. Look how much more bacon we got, because I went to the butcher the other day and he loaded me up with a lot of bacon. This family loves bacon. We cook up bacon, I don't know, 3-4 days a week, 5 days a week at least. It seems like it's always cooking in here. This right here is some liverwurst. Some of you might be like, oh, liver's gross. But liverwurst actually ain't that bad. It ain't the worst. I really like this brand of eggs. The yolks in them are always like bright orange. And so I try to get this style of egg rather than this style of egg. But again, because like I might bake a big old scramble on the weekend to save a little dough, just because I have a lot of it doesn't mean I don't want to save it like everybody else. So we'll be more economical if I'm going to make a big omelet for everybody. You can see some ranch dressings and stuff like that back there. And here's our Super Bowl party right here. Some wings. In my opinion, it's great to get unfrozen wings. If you get frozen wings, they have a lot of salt in them. And then when you go to cook them and when you go to put the red hot sauce on there, it's too salty. And you just kind of see a big mix of things. Kefir is actually like pretty gross. I don't know if you guys have ever had it, but it's like kind of drinking like liquid yogurt. But I enjoy the flavor of things that are healthy, so I don't mind drinking it. And it's part of my, you know, adding some dairy into my nutrition. We'll close that for a few more seconds and wait for the fridge to not be mad at us anymore. This thing can get temperamental. I think after it beeps for a little bit, it like closes itself too, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to test that out. You can see some bone broth in here. We've never bought this bone broth before, but my wife wanted to give it a shot, so she bought a big old thing of it. I think in this whole entire jug, look, it's a pretty big jug. I think there's like 80 calories in here. It's like nothing. Something ridiculous like that. Yeah, 8 calories per serving. And there's only, so it's even less. It's 8 calories per serving. There's only like 7.5 servings in there. My daughter loves this. My son likes it quite a bit too. This is Fairlife. Has a little bit more protein, a little less sugar than normally regular milk. And this is a chocolate milk one. So stats on this, it actually looks like regular milk. Regular milk will normally have, actually we'll pair them up here. Regular milk will have about 13 grams, 13 grams of carbs. This has 13 grams of carbs, but it's chocolate milk. How cool is that? 4.5 grams of fat, 140 calories. This guy is 140 calories, and this guy is at 6 grams of fat because it's 2% milk. So it's just kind of cool that you can get stuff like this nowadays. And then 13 grams of protein. And we know that protein is the most satiating, so this could potentially be a little more satiating than that. I don't really know, but it should be from a technical standpoint because protein's supposed to do that for us. Got some fruit up here. Here's my favorite brand of yogurt, Grazer's yogurt. My favorite brand of yogurt, like that a lot. I've got some of Daisy's food up there, more bacon, some more bone broth. My son loves hummus, so we have quite a bit of hummus in the house. You can actually see there's more of it back here. And then, you know, kind of like what's left over in some of these things. Well, this is some crock pot food. And when I show you this, you're going to think it's kind of gross, but I love this. See that like white stuff right there? That's just pure fat. This is a chuck roast that I had sitting in some bone broth that I put into our crock pot. And it was just absolutely delicious. And it tastes good, cold or hot. It's really good. This is a ribeye that was cooked up before. So there's not really... I mean, there's really nothing in here that's gonna hurt you or, you know, potentially lead to you getting fat, right? Other than maybe some of the chocolate syrup, but you'd have to drink a lot of that to cause problems. So here we have, we'll kind of start in the door. Some of this is pet food, so that's for Daisy. And then this is a frozen thing of raw milk, because these guys sent me, this Organic Pastures company sent me a bunch of stuff, a bunch of product, but I had to freeze it all because I wasn't able to have any dairy. So there it is. Got some big old beef patties here. I think these are from our boys and girls over at Piedmontese. These are freaking fantastic. One of my favorite things, and I may have pointed this out to you guys before, but this is one of my favorite things, is Polish sausage, kielbasa. I really, really love this, and this is so simple, even frozen. I can take this out, throw it in a pot with some water, boil it up, and it's done. Nothing to really think about. I'm super excited about this. This is like bacon ends, big old chunks of bacon. It's just bacon that's not like flat. It's just like big old fat chunks of bacon. A beef fillet in there. I don't know what this is. Oh, these are like pot stickers. Sometimes my daughter and sometimes my niece, they like those quite a bit, so sometimes we'll eat those. Just a little snack. This is all just meat. More and more Piedmontese meat. One of my favorite things from Piedmontese is this guy right here, which is just Piedmontese sliders. So you can see these are like little burgers, right? So now, you know, as we start to kind of look through here, we have like some chicken nuggets, and these are just simple things I'll cook up for the kids sometimes. I just throw them in our toaster oven, and they cook up pretty quickly. And again, like the amount of calories that are in these, you know, if you eat the whole thing, you're looking at about 500 calories. But you got 33 grams of protein and about an equal amount of carbohydrates, so it's really not too bad. However, if you ate the whole thing, you'd have 25 grams of fat, which is a pretty big size. But usually I cook it up, and my kids usually share it, and they might eat something else with it. This is an Icon meal. It's my favorite meal prep company. My buddy Todd Abrams owns that. Todd is jacked and in really good shape. He and I are working on keto products that we're going to do together. I'm really fired up for that. You kind of see, like, here's an example of one of the meals. This is not a keto meal, obviously, but this is a Kobe beef bacon cheeseburger with sweet potato. So if you're somebody that, you know, wants to order some meal prep foods, but you want to have some regular food too, or you have other family members, like my kids can just stick this in the microwave for a few minutes and it's good to go. And it's so good. A little tricky sometimes with microwaving a bun, so it might take you a little while to learn how to do that. Fillet tips or fillet tails that I got from Country Butcher the other day. These are freaking awesome. There is, you know, when you look through the ingredients, I'm seeing, like, you know, there's some corn syrup in there and stuff. Like, you know, I don't really want to eat a lot of that kind of stuff, but you know, sometimes these things come up. I'm strict, you know, I'm strict enough. I want the diet to be tough, but there's really no reason for the diet to be harder than it needs to be. The diet does need to be hard. It does need to be militant, but like, why? There's absolutely no reason to make it like crazy, crazy hard. And it doesn't have as much sugar as like teriyaki sauce or something like that. So it's just a small influence of sugar. Not gonna hurt me, probably actually help me more than anything, since I never eat sugar. Look at this. I got some ice cream here. My kids like cookies and cream and vanilla, and whenever they want ice cream, I pretty much buy it for them. They really they don't care about it that much. What we do is we usually buy some, and then we run out, and then we wait for them to ask for more, and it's usually like days and days and days after we've run out that they ask again. I mean, even these have been sitting in here for a while. They just really don't care. This is some chicken that I got from Country Butcher that I'm excited about. It's a half chicken. I think you just throw this bad boy in the oven, and I think this thing is going to be serious. I think it's going to be really good. One of my prized possessions that's in here is this guy right here. This is pork prime rib. I've never heard of that before. In lemon pepper. That is going to be really effing good. Stick that baby in the crock pot and see how it fits. All right, let's see what else we got here. So I think this might be a keto meal. Yeah, so this is an example of a keto meal that we're going to be selling on Icon Meals. Todd and I are pairing up on some stuff, and this is just a beef patty, bacon, cheese, and some green beans. So not carnivore, because it's got the veggies in there, but keto. There's this big old strip right here from Country Butcher. This is short ribs. I'm not sure what to do with this guy yet, but I'll get it figured out. I'll ask the butcher, he'll be able to help. There is a ribeye in here. Look at the marbling on that guy. Sometimes we don't always do the best job of like estimating and guesstimating like, you know, what we're gonna eat and like kind of when we're gonna, so sometimes we might have something in the fridge for a day or two and like, oh shit, like do we freeze it or do we cook it? And we usually choose to freeze it because we like to go out to eat a lot too. You guys see the pictures in the videos. We go out to eat quite a bit. Not sure what's in here, but I'm sure it's just more meat. What else would be in your freezer, right? More chicken up here. More stuff from Country Butcher. Oh, by the way, you know, so stuff like this is awesome. And so this one's called Enlightened, and obviously this one has like less calories and things like that. But single serving items, ice cream sandwiches, is a great option for children, great option for families, because, you know, you just, they say, hey, can I have ice cream? And you say, yeah, you just have one. But they're small, like they're just not that big. Even if I had a regular ice cream sandwich, it would be like this size. So I really think that that is a good way to go. It doesn't even have to be a health product. It can be a full-blown ice cream whatever sandwich, and you'd be totally fine. So there's the fridge. I may as well finish this off. Oh, I almost forgot. Breakfast sausage. One of my faves. So I'll let this guy defrost one of these days and eat that. But I might as well just show you guys the pantry as well. Let's see what we got going on here. Now, I'm not going to get into my supplements because that would be like a separate topic for another day. Because as you can see, there's a lot of them. You know, they kind of start up there and they go all the way down this way. And there's some in this box and there's some over here and there's some over that way. And it's a complex story that I'll share with you one day. But what I will do, because you're still going to ask in the comments, is I will tell you just a little bit about what's going on over here. So years ago, I went and got blood work done, and the blood work was really bad. It was at kind of the back end of my powerlifting career. It was after I fell with 1,085, and I wanted to get healthier and I wanted to get in better shape. I started to lose a little bit of weight. I started to go on like a paleo style diet, and some people were advising me to take some supplements. And I was like, okay, well, I'll make a deal with myself. If the supplements improve my blood, because the blood work I got done at the time wasn't very good, then I'm going to continue to take some of these supplements and vitamins. They're really just vitamins more so than supplements. Vitamins and minerals. And what happened was they actually helped my blood work. So I was like, wow. And I was like, shit, man, you know, now I'm stuck taking all this stuff forever. But what I advise for, what I'm going to show you is I'm going to advise this to just about everybody watching, just about everybody listening here. So vitamin D is really crucial. It's really super important. Vitamin D is a vitamin that we get from the sun, but we oftentimes don't get enough of it anymore because we've built so many structures and so many places to be inside all the time. And we're inside on our phones, we're inside on our computers, and we're just not getting outside enough. We're not getting enough sun. That's why I highly recommend those 10-minute walks, because a 10-minute walk is like a triple-edged sword in terms of helping you, because you're getting the sunlight, you're getting the activity, it's helping your brain, it's helping your blood pressure, it's helping your blood glucose. I mean, it's helping with everything. And the more energy you expend in a day, the more likely we are to calm down at night and have a better time sleeping. So highly recommend all that. And then vitamin D is going to help with just start to look it up. Start to look into it. Start to do a little research. You know, listen to Stan Efferding talking about vitamin D. The list of things it can help you with is really, really crazy. It can help with your blood glucose. It can help with your sleep. It can help with just your bones. It can help with all kinds of stuff. So I really recommend you look into that. Vitamin B is one of those other things that it just doesn't make sense not to take some vitamin B. Now, we do want to get stuff from our food. Like, food is number one. We want to really focus in on food and trying to get vitamins and minerals from our food. However, it still might be a good idea to supplement with some food. I mean, with a supplement, you know, because sometimes through the food, like what if you're in a calorie deficit? What if you're just not eating that much food? Then it might be hard, right? This here is a magnesium that's very easy to digest. Some magnesiums go whoosh, flying right through you. Like magnesium citrate will go flying right through you. And so that's good. Many athletes are deficient in magnesium, so that would be a great place to start, is with a magnesium glycinate. This is an omega-3 supplement, and I've been taking this. I'm not really a huge proponent of omega-3s, but the last blood work that I got done, my liver wasn't it wasn't on par with where it's been before. And so I've heard a lot of research talking about how omega-3s can help with the liver. There's nothing wrong with my liver. It just wasn't as good as last time. And that could just be a reading from like overtraining, or it could be a number of things. This is supposed to help with your liver as well as this. These things were again recommended me by Stan Efferding. Sometimes I don't always remember or know exactly what all these things do. I just get instructions to get them from some of the best in the world, and I'm like, F it, I'm just going to go all in and just do it. This guy is good for your heart. This is just like a CoQ10 product. And by good for your heart, like, I barely even know what that means. But again, if I get instructed to do something, I just, especially by people that I really admire, then I usually just do it. Vitamin C, I'll supplement it here and there. These are ketones. These are liquid ketones. These are ketone esters. These are the ones you've heard Joe Rogan talking about, and you've heard him talking about they taste like dog shit. They do taste pretty bad. But ketones are nice. They'll take you for a little ride. They'll kind of get the brain a little active, get you a little heightened up. It almost feels like the way you would feel from fasting. And then also just gives you an energy boost. Ketones are the 4th macronutrient, and so sometimes when I'm fasting, I'll pop down some ketones. And they come in different forms. I even have one back here. I think that's a powder one. So this is a powdered form, but this is not as effective as the liquid one. The liquid one comes with a cost of it being expensive, and it tastes gross. All right, let's get to the food. Gelatin is another thing I've kind of mixed in. I usually mix that into my bone broth. It's another product that has glycine in it, so that's super effective. Those of you looking for electrolytes, this is from the Snake Diet guy. This is a packet that's already ripped open. It's called Snake Juice. You can get it on Amazon. Very high in potassium, very high in sodium. Another great product. A product that tastes really good, but I ran out of this one. I got to get this one again. And this is why my brother's in Los Angeles this weekend. He's doing a shoot with these guys, photo shoot and video shoot. This company is called Element. This is an awesome product developed by some really smart people in the keto realm. Rob Wolf being one of them, and Tyler Cartwright is another one of them. But these are great products. These are really, really awesome in terms of taste. They do have a little bit of calories, but they also sell one that doesn't have any calories as well. So I wanted to share all that with you. Now let's get into some of the other stuff. So we have some Goldfish. Again, you know, getting a packet, you know, you could individualize these yourself if you wanted to save some money. But for us, this is super convenient. This is 200 calories. So if I throw this in my daughter's lunch, not a huge concern. We're always trying to make sure our kids get protein, and that's part of the reason why we got pita chips, because my son likes to dip his pita chips in hummus. So you dip the chips in hummus. Hummus is a protein. And before we finish this video out, what we're going to do is I'm going to crack this open, and I'm going to give this to Carlos, because I'm not allowed to have this at the moment. So I'm going to crack this open, and on camera you're going to see Carlos eat this thing, and he's going to be absolutely amazed, because this is actually better than a regular Pop-Tart. I know Carlos is getting pumped about it. But made by Legendary Foods, my buddy Ron Penna, he kills it every single time. He built Quest Nutrition to a $1 billion company, and then as soon as he sells it, 1 month later, bam, comes out with Pop-Tarts from a brand new company. So that guy's a badass. You can see we got some chips here. We got some peanut butter. My daughter likes peanut butter and jelly here and there. Again, we got some of these snacks here. You know, we don't want our kids coming in and eating like 2 of these, you know, and 1 of these, you know, an hour or 2 before dinner, because this is going to spoil your dinner. You're not going to be able to eat what we made for dinner. And my wife could have made some sort of casserole. She could have made chicken. She could have made steak. I could have made some burgers or something like that. And they're going to eat like half the burger. And then you're really missing out, and you're really... it's going to cause a lot of problems for your child. You really want your child to be protein-minded, meat-minded. You want them to be eating a really good amount of, they need it. They need it more than we do. They should be eating a lot of protein, and children don't eat protein. They mainly eat carbs, and that's why we have the obesity epidemic that we have right now is mainly due to that. So if you can do one thing for your kid, just one thing, just one change, try to get them to eat protein through their yogurt, through cottage cheese, through any forms of meat, through milk. You know, if they want to drink milk almost in place of their meal, it's like, it's an okay thing because at least the milk's got some damn protein in it. And then just, this is like in every household, I'd imagine, right? You know, this is just, you know, SpaghettiOs and things like that. I mean, I'm even shocked to even see stuff like that here because I don't recall ever seeing my kids make that up, but like, I guess occasionally they do. We've got some beans, and then just some, like, these are all like sauces and all these different things. We do have an abundance. Like, we're a very fortunate family. Like, we have a real big abundance of food. But when I think about a lot of the people that I know, they got a refrigerator full of food and a pantry full of food as well. Because especially this stuff is like fairly inexpensive. Again, I think we got some more goldfish. I don't know why goldfish are a thing, because do adults ever eat goldfish except for when they buy them for their kids? It's weird, right? You buy them for your kids and then you end up eating them, I guess. We got a few crock pots here. I'm not sure how we ended up with 3 crock pots, but that's just what happens. Oh, cereal. My son likes cereal, so we buy some cereal here and there. He gets to choose whatever cereal he wants. And just over a period of time of him, you know, being around and listening to Dad and stuff, he's made a little bit better choices with his cereal. But, you know, really cereal is not very good anyway. So, but my son doesn't have any sort of eating problems. My daughter doesn't have. We're very fortunate in that way too. They have pretty good eating habits. They don't, once they eat dinner, they don't eat again. Just those kind of, those are small things, but they're huge in the long run. Just some buns, Crystal Light. My wife makes Crystal Light all the time. We got tons of fish over here because we have people at Wild Planet. They hook us up. I'll eat that here and there. And then these things here, some of the other stuff you're seeing in here, these are called Keto Bricks. And these things are amazing. I forget the guy's name at the moment, but you should really check this out. If you're into keto, this is a Keto Brick. Listen. I mean, if somebody breaks in and I smash them over the head with this, they're dead. The Keto Brick will save the day. But what I love about this product is that I love when people aren't afraid of calories. You know, calories are providing the body with a lot of energy and providing the body with a lot of nutrients. This brick right here has 1,000 calories in it. I think that's awesome. I've gone to the movie theater a bunch of times and eaten an entire Keto Brick while I'm sitting there. I didn't feel bad about it one bit. This product, if you got some access to Amazon, you should get this because this thing is just absolutely amazing. This is a really good snack, a really good treat, and when we're going to do Carnivore 100, I plan to implement a little bit of keto snacks here and there, a little bit of keto treats from time to time. That's pretty much the best bar I've ever had in terms of keto bars. Yeah, I mean it's awesome. It's got chocolate and it's got peanut butter. It's really good. This guy here, Chalk Zero. This is another huge company. This company makes all kinds of stuff, but this is a sugar-free chocolate. You know, sometimes some of these things can be real heavy on the stomach and really hurt the stomach, and this one does have a lot of fiber, but it comes in. Is this one open already? This one's open. Oh, that one's. Oh, here we go. Trying to find a smaller thing. So look at how small again. You know, so if you can make a deal with yourself, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go in the cupboard and I'm gonna eat like 1 or 2 of these. Eat like 1 or 2 of these, and your stomach most likely is not gonna hurt because this isn't that much food. You could even buy, like a lot of people on keto diets even buy just plain old dark chocolate, and they do fine with it and they stay in ketosis. You just can't eat that much of it. Fat fuel, that's just something you could put in your coffee. Bulletproof, instant bulletproof stuff is something you can put in your coffee too. And then, you know, the Keto Brick, they make some different flavors. The best one by far is peanut butter. Oh, and then you're probably wondering, like, hey, what's that s'mores kit back there? I didn't even really realize this is back here. So we have a fire pit outside, and sometimes the kids want to make s'mores, and so there's some stuff to make s'mores in there. I don't know if we got marshmallows and all that, but we have them somewhere. This bar right here, this is new from Keto Bar, from Perfect Keto, and this is a birthday cake one. If you want to go over their website, you can check it out. You can use the code Mark Bell at checkout and get, like, I think 15% off. These guys have been great to us. They've been sending us products for a long time. They have awesome stuff. They got MCT oil powder that can change the flavor of your coffee. It's got vanilla. They have chocolate. They have a salted caramel as well. And then in terms of the bars, they have cookie dough. They have a lot of different flavors. They're really good. This birthday cake one really kicks some ass, so you want to check that one out as well. Oh, look at this. I'm hiding all the good stuff from you. Look at that. You guys are like, wow, this guy's so healthy. And then now I at least found some dirt on me, right? We got some Oreos, Nutter Butters. Who doesn't like those things? Damn, those are good. Chips Ahoy are kind of weird, but they taste pretty good. One thing I don't like is, and I get super frustrated, but, you know, kids are going to be kids, you know, and so sometimes we'll make like mac and cheese, but where I get frustrated, I might tell my wife, look, mac and cheese, and this would be a great thing for everybody to embrace. Macaroni and cheese is not, I'll repeat, macaroni and cheese is not a meal. It could be a side. So if you make mac and cheese and you make some for the whole family and you dish portions out to each person and they have a couple scoops of mac and cheese, that would be great. Because mac and cheese is amazing, right? It's delicious. But, you know, I see sometimes people will make an entire thing of mac and cheese for like a little kid, and that's their meal. And there's no protein in here. It's just carbs and fat pretty much. I mean, I know that there's cheese in there, but if you ever seen the way these things are made, it's absolutely absurd. So we got some unfinished business to do here with Carlos. We're going to line them up over here, and then all right, let me see the camera there, buddy. All right, Lois.
I made it to this side of the camera now.
I know.
Let's try this out.
Big deal.
Amazing.
That's pretty damn good, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, people have been freaking out over this thing.
This is amazing. Wow.
Legendary Foods.
This is better than a Pop-Tart.
And you know what? If you go to their website, you'll be screwed because you won't be able to find anything. Because I think they sold out of everything.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amazing experience there. Anyway, finishing up in conclusion here, you got to see what's inside my fridge. You got to see what's inside my pantry. I have other refrigerators and other freezers and stuff throughout the house, but you're not going to see anything any different than what you saw in there. You're just going to see more meat, followed by more meat, followed by more meat, followed by more meat. Keep the comments coming. Let me know what's up. Let me know how things are going. Maybe let me know what's inside your fridge, and let me know, what are the things, what's something in your day that's really blocking you? This is what I'd really like to know. I think if I was to bust into your house at 8 p.m., if I was to bust in your house and you live in Chicago, well, you'd probably shoot me if you lived in Chicago. If I was to bust in your house and you lived in Oklahoma at 8 p.m., I think I would find the same thing that I would find if I busted into somebody's house in New Jersey, if I busted in someone's house in Florida, if I busted in someone's house in California at 8 p.m. If I came in there with my boy Carlos and we had a camera crew going, you would be caught. You'd be caught cheating on your diet. You know how they catch people cheating on their spouse? You'd be caught cheating on your diet. You'd be there with your bag of Chips Ahoy or your box of donuts or whatever it is, because we're all very guilty of it. And I got a big old couch over there. It's facing the TV for a reason, because I do the same thing. I would like to know what's blocking you guys and what's preventing you guys from getting to that next level, from getting that body that you want, because you probably are working really hard for it. You're probably training every day. You're probably like, all right, I'm training. I'm doing my 10-minute walks. All right, I got the diet down. And you have everything down, but the day wears on you. And you get to the end of the day, and some of you people are really hard-working savages. Really, really, like some of you guys are firemen. Some of you guys are police officers. Some of you are nurses. Some of you are in school still. Some of you are waking up at 5 a.m. to attack every day. Some of you aren't even getting to bed until 5 a.m. because you work nights. I mean, a lot of the stories I hear, a lot of you guys have a ton of discipline, But what's the one area where you might be sabotaging yourself? What's the one area in your life where you might be letting up? What's the thing that you have a really hard time stopping and letting go of? And here today, January 31st, it's a great time to talk about what was that New Year's resolution? What was that thing that you promised yourself that you were going to do? And why is it that you're having such a hard time doing it? Is it that 8 p.m. at night, 9 p.m. at night is really costing you a lot more than it should because you're sitting on your couch watching TV programs with your spouse, with your significant other, and you're sitting there consuming a bunch of junk while you're watching it? You might be consuming the junk that's on TV, and you might be consuming nutritional junk as well, and it doesn't really have a benefit. So how can I help you guys? How can I help you past that? What could I share with you guys that could help you past that? I myself have broken past that, but I'm not in the clear. It's still a fight every single day, and I fight it by storing tons and tons of healthy food in my house. There's really nothing here that I can be like, okay, I'm gonna dive into this. Even if I was diving into ice cream, it's like low-fat ice cream. There's not that many calories in it. I don't have anything here that would really send me, through the roof and completely ruin my diet. I could eat some of those keto snacks. I could eat some of the kids' foods even if I wanted to, and it wouldn't really have a huge negative impact. Are you having stuff in your house that could have too big of a negative impact? Maybe it's time to start getting rid of those things. Don't use your kids as an excuse, because your kids should be eating the same way that you're eating. If you're trying to eat to be healthier, then why wouldn't your kids eat the same way? I know you're like, oh, but right? I know we all have excuses for it, and we want our kids to be happy and want them to feel really good, but they don't have to eat a lot of junk to feel really good. All they need is a lot of support. They need a lot of hugs. They need a lot of kisses, and they need a lot of love, and you got to spend a lot of time with them. Strength is never a weakness. Weakness is never a strength. Catch y'all later.